Always great talking to my next guest. You know who it is, the Menifee maniac, Fernando Gonzalez, who will be making his BKFC debut at BKFC Knuckle Mania 4, April the 27th, when he meets Vincent Familari. Fernando, how are you?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. Just getting done with my run. Sorry about that. Had to go take a shower. But no, everything's good. Training's been going great, and I'll be ready for next Saturday.
Yeah, man. Can't wait to see you make your BKFC debut. I was thinking before we started the interview, and I've been talking to you for a really long time now. You've always been one of my favorite guys to interview. You're now 40 years old, and now here you are making your BKFC debut. Where does the time go, man? It's hard to believe we're already in 2024.
I know, bro. To be honest, I don't know. Fighting keeps me young, so that's the one thing that I love about it. Keeps me strong, keeps me healthy, and keeps me motivated to keep moving on and keep doing things the right way. So I'm pushing forward, and I can't wait to get in there and scrap.
Now, is this a multi-fight deal, or is this just a one-fight deal that you signed?
I just signed a one-fight deal. Obviously you want to get paid a little more, so I just did the one to show them kind of like what I can do, and they put me on a good card. So I've been wanting to fight Mike Perry for a long time. We had that interview a while back about that, and trying to call him out and see if he'd fight me, but he didn't. They didn't get back to me. The only thing they told me was like, we're looking for bigger names, and he had made that statement, I think, last time when we talked, that anybody wants that smoke, they can get it. So I put my name in the hat. They contact me and they're like, no, we're waiting, for bigger names. So like I told them, I was like, well, he shouldn't be making those kind of statements, because there's plenty of us that will fight him. And if he's gonna say things like that, he should be able to step up. And now I'm on the card. And one thing that they didn't show was at that press conference, me and him had that conversation. It wasn't nothing like crazy, but he asked me what I was there for, and I was like, I'm here for you, dude. I'm here for you. And I want to test myself against the best. And if you're it, then that's who I want. You can tell he wanted to hit me, but it was all respect, and it was cool. So hopefully down the line, if I do my job on Saturday and he does his, regardless if he does his or not, like win or lose, I still want to fight him. So I think it'd be a great fight.
Do you think a big win here on April the 27th, if you do get that, it puts you in line for a fight? Or do you think you're going to have to win a couple, 2, 3, 4 fights here for BKFC before you get that matchup?
Possibly. I think it all depends too on how good of a fight I put on. That's what I'm training for. I'm trying to put on a show and give them a reason to give me that fight. I think with the experience alone that I have, the names that I've already fought in, it wouldn't be that hard for them to market that fight. But if it takes one or two more, and then that's what I'll do. It doesn't matter to me to do that. But yeah, obviously, if I can jump to the front of the line with a good performance, then I'd be good with that too.
What do you think of his fight with Thiago Alves? Obviously, it's the main event. Do you think Perry gets it done? Do you think he wins that one?
I think he can with his tenacity, but it's more so that Thiago hasn't fought in a while, so the layoff could hurt him. And Perry's been pretty active, so, and his pressure is pretty good too. So that's one of the reasons I think me and him would match up well. Is we both like pressure. We both like to come in. But I think with the Alves fight, he's gonna have to do the same thing. He's gonna have to pressure in and try not to get caught as much as some of the other guys that Perry's faced. But I think Thiago has a good chance of winning the fight, just because he tends to block a little more, I think, than some of the guys that Perry had to face recently.
And, Fernando, you're a combat sports veteran. You've been around the game for a long time. How much different will this be for you, though? Fighting bare knuckle, has the training been a lot different? I would imagine maybe easier, since you're not stuffing takedowns and doing all the wrestling and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I've always been a striker. Boxing was my first profession, so I feel that's going to be one of my bigger assets on this fight. I think the guy that I'm fighting, he's more of a Muay Thai guy background. and so more kicks and punches from what I've seen. So I think my hands will probably start to take over. And I'm just going off what I've seen. I don't know what he's been training. He could possibly be one of the best strikers in hands, that I know of, but I prepared for it. Um, I think the only difference with the bare knuckle is just making sure that the hands are landing clean and I'm blocking the right way, because one of them can end it. Doesn't matter how technical or good you are. If you got power and you can split them open or disorient them, that could end the fight. So, obviously go in there with an intelligent game plan, and I think my hands will be able to do the work that I need to get the fight done.
You mentioned a little bit about him already, but there's really not a lot of tape on him. This is his pro debut. From what I
Yeah.
saw in Tapology, he's only had one amateur kickboxing fight. That was a round one victory. Do you know how old he is? Do you know much else about him that maybe you're not divulging here to me?
I think we're similar age. He might be like 3 years younger, maybe I would say, or two. But we look pretty much the same age. The only thing that I've seen on him is the kickboxing matches, and he has more than the one. I think the other ones might have been amateur kickboxing, but yeah, like I said, the majority of the things that I've seen off of him is more kicks than punching. But again, that's a kickboxing match, and that's how they score it. You get more points for kicks than punching. So um, I can't really go too much off of that, just off of what I've seen on tape, and what I can exploit off some of those mistakes that I saw on the videos.
What weight will this fight be at?
It's going to be at 180. So they put it at 179 with the 1 pound allowance, so 180.
And it's going to be in Cali, man. How exciting is that for you? I mean, I don't know how far you'd have to travel to get to the Peacock Theater. I guess I'm not familiar with exactly where that is in comparison to where you live, but what's the drive like? What's the travel going to be like?
Well, not too far. It's like 45 minutes from where I'm at. About an hour 15 if we get traffic, but it's downtown LA, and I'm in Temecula, so it's not too far away from. The good thing about this, where I live, it's 45 minutes to San Diego and 45 minutes to LA. So we land right dead in the middle of everything. So it's not too far for us. It's more so like just making sure I have a room and somewhere to cut if I have to cut extra weight out there. But the way things have been going, I should be good and get my weight cut done either Thursday or Friday morning. Head out that way and just be ready to weigh in and do our face off and get ready to scrap. But everything's been fun. It's been good to get back to training. I've been working construction for probably about 2 years now, so being able to take the time off and get back to training full time is something that I've been really working towards, and I'm just grateful to be able to do it again.
That's fantastic, man. Do you anticipate having a lot of family, friends in attendance on fight night?
Oh, for sure. I think we're at close to 100 tickets sold already, and that's mostly family. So a lot of my friends and people from the gym, they still haven't got theirs, but they normally start trickling in with the ticket sales the week of. So we still got tickets. So if you guys want to get some tickets, we have some here at Dan Henderson's Athletic Fitness Center at the front desk. I always try to get the general admission. They're the cheapest ones, so more people can go.
Mhm.
But obviously you have your promo code online and stuff like that. So I have people buying tickets from my sponsors, but yeah, the majority of them are general admission for me.
All right, my man. And as we mentioned earlier, you're 40 years old now. You don't look a day over 30 for what it's worth. But what are
Thank
the
you.
goals now, Fernando? Like, what is it that you'd like to accomplish? Obviously, you talked about wanting to fight Mike Perry. If you get
Yeah.
this win, you might have to grab another win or two. But like, what are the goals? What are you hoping to accomplish here moving forward?
Well, I am from Team Quest, so Dan Henderson, Randy Couture, all those guys try to push it as far as they could. So I think Randy was 50, what, 51, 50 or something like that when he won his belt off Tim Sylvia. So one of the main things I think in my career is just I haven't taken the same amount of damage as others. Um, More people have taken more hits than I have. I do very well blocking and protecting my chin and not taking the damage. So I think with that I can, stretch out my years, and if I can make it a 45 or 50, I'd be happy. Obviously stretch it out as long as I can, but right now I'm starting to train some of the athletes here at the gym. I got this girl, Sarah Valencia. She's an amateur right now, but man, that girl can scrap. So I've been posting her on some of my social media, trying to get people to see her also. So when they see her fight, they'll be like, "Hey, I know who that girl is," and I think she's definitely going to be making her mark in the fight game pretty soon.
So you think in the future you'll be making your mark as a coach down the line?
Oh, for sure. That's my main goal. Once I'm done fighting, I want to be teaching the up and comers. I mean, obviously, if they're here from the gym, it'd be best for me. Um, and she's one of them. I got another. He's tall. I'm gonna say kid, but he's a tall tall kid. Khalil Stokes. He's still coming up on his MMA, but his striking is ridiculous. Very very talented. So between them two, I'm putting in the time and work into helping them develop their MMA game. And Khalil will actually be cornering me in my fight with my brother. And so yeah, people will get to see him. I'm trying to get them in there with me so people can actually see him. The people in the business, you know how this is. It's a small community, and if they get to see you early on, get to know your personality, and obviously if they like you, they'll start to help you out and put you on shows. And Sarah and Khalil are the ones that I'm focusing my most attention on right now, other than myself. But yeah, they're I think they're gonna do really well in this sport.
Very cool, man. I look forward to seeing more about them in the future. How often do you see Hendo now? Is he still around you regularly?
Yeah, he's always in the gym. He's Tuesdays and Thursdays he comes in and teaches the MMA, um, more like the grappling portion of it, like dirty tactics, and not dirty tactics, but dirty boxing. Like they call it dirty boxing, but um, just those little tricks that they don't really teach nowadays. I think a lot of it is these younger people that are younger guys that are coming up. They're doing so many different boxing, kickboxing, judo, jujitsu. They're mixing them all up, but they're missing a lot of those little fine details that could get them caught. And that's where like myself, Dan, Joe Stevenson, um, that if we see it, we can point it out to them. Like, look, this is where you don't want to get caught, or you can get caught. Fix it, or just know that it's there and use it to your advantage to set somebody up. But if also we help them break down fights. If they ask me, I'll help them break down fights. Um, but those little tricks, I think, make a big difference with somebody that's more with a single base of experience. Of like, I started with boxing, so a lot of the techniques that they do in kickboxing or boxing even now still, um, they make those little mistakes, and we can pick up on them and exploit it.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you're an amazing coach. One of these days, I'm going to make it back to Cali, man, and we're going to get to meet face to face. Maybe we can get some work in. You can hold some pads and put me through a workout, kick my butt a little bit.
Oh, damn straight. We'll do it whenever, brother. Whenever.
Fantastic. Tell me, do you have a song that picked out that you're going to walk out to?
Uh, it's gonna always, I try to keep it. Is "Awesome God" by R. Swift. Bellator made me change it because they brought Vincent Henderson on, but it came to me in one of my dreams. It was like loud, like an auditorium, and so ever since then I started using that song, and I love the song. So shout out to Benson Henderson for putting that in my head for some reason, and it stuck, and it came to me in my dream. So I try to always use it, and until obviously, well, Bellator made me switch it, but otherwise I would have kept using it there too.
All right. I love it, my man. Before we get out of here, Fernando, give me an official prediction. I know we've talked about it already a little bit, the matchup, but when you do close your eyes at night and you dream about this fight, what are we going to see? What are you going to do? How are you going to get your hand raised here?
You know, my thing is always pressuring forward. Hand speed, I think, is going to play a big factor in this fight. But ultimately, I just see my hand raised, and that's, I don't care how I do it, how I get it. I'm training to get my hand raised, and that's all I see for this fight. Is getting that hand raised and making my call out to get Mike Perry in front of me.
I love it, man. Can't wait to watch. Again, April the 27th, Fernando, the Menifee Maniac Gonzalez will make his BKFC debut against Vincent Familari. Fernando, always great talking to you, my man. Hopefully you know that. Before we do sign off, I want to give you the floor. Anything you want to plug, anyone you want to thank, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to all my sponsors, Boss Construction, Unique Concrete, Esparza Plastering, um, uh, sorry, Dynamic Tint, um, Velasquez Landscaping. It's all my construction buddies and some of the members here. Dynamic Tints from one of the members that sponsor us here. Um, Boss Construction. He's actually an old sparring partner of mine from back in the when I was training at Fight Lab with Corey Cass, and so he's actually helped me train for this fight, and he used to box too, so he's been helping me out a lot of MMA gloves, boxing and sparring, and you know, thank you to those guys and for helping me get through this camp. Obviously, their sponsorships allow me to train full time and not have to go to work to do it. You know, so it saves me a lot of time on and rest. So CVAC obviously for my recovery, but the actual rest that I get from not having to shoot out to work every morning and put the time in on the running, and you know, I love it and I appreciate everybody. And obviously my training partners that are Khalil Stokes, Tristan Hernandez, and Sarah Valencia, who I'm telling you guys, she's gonna be a beast. Khalil's a beast. So I look forward to seeing those two coming up soon. They helped me out a lot for this camp. So thank you.